Hi, Lacey. I'm here. Bozzy hits the like button sometimes before my videos get done processing. And Maiko never forgets. He just doesn't. He's a lot smarter than you guys think. He's very smart. All right. We are still with Tyler on the stand, guys, for Judge Boyd. I got someone posted a nasty comment about Judge Boyd yesterday. Dude, my title says Trial in Judge Boyd's Courtroom. If you don't like Judge Boyd, why? Why did you waste your time to click the button? Why? I'm going to do that today. No, I'm not, but I'm going to go look up videos that I hate and then say hateful things about them. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. It's still a comment, so I don't care. Every comment helps.
Now, yesterday you described
There you go.
yourself when you dreamed as, how did you describe that? As you get kind of obnoxious?
Yes, obnoxious.
Okay. And what other words did you use to describe it?
Giddy, uplifted.
Would it surprise you that Tatiana said that when you drink that you get more assertive and that she would believe you to be capable of doing something like that?
Judge, may we approach?
Yes. Everything they told me to do to stop my intro video from echoing on StreamYard, I've done. But my intro video still echoes on StreamYard unless I mute all sound. And then it's fine. But then I forget to unmute all sound. A priest? A priest? Man, I'm just thinking about how well he'll do if he goes to jail for this, if he goes to prison. We got rid of another cat yesterday. That's a celebration. Yes, sir. Oh, wow, this is a long one. No, it's not. We have another long one
Did
coming
it
up.
surprise you to know that Tatiana used different descriptors of you when you're intoxicated?
No, that wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. And now, you've had a prior interaction with Officer Hyman, correct?
Judge, may we approach?
Yes.
This one's the long one. Oh, they're making the jury leave?
All right, state you may proceed.
Prior to the night of the shooting, you had had a previous interaction with Officer Hyman, correct?
I was made aware that I had one, but one that I can recall, no, not that I remember in my memory. I could not tell you when or where or how I interacted with Officer Hymas on what day or anything.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 10-minute break and we'll have you all come back. Remember my previous rulings. All right, so jury. All right, state you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Mr. Oswald, I mean, you testified that you were extremely intoxicated on the night of the incident, correct?
Yes.
And at the time that you gave your statement to Detective Tudor, it's fair to say that the scientific evidence had not been analyzed yet, right?
Yes.
Okay, so at that time that you gave the statement, the fingerprints hadn't been analyzed, right?
Yes.
The DNA hadn't been analyzed, correct?
Correct.
All of the video hadn't been obtained, correct?
Correct.
And the shell casing hadn't been sent to the lab, right?
Correct.
And so you wait until almost 3 years later to come forward and tell the truth about what happened that night, right?
Under the advice of my attorney, I was not to speak to anyone about the case.
Okay. And so you never decided to, let Detective Tudor know what happened that night or your rendition of it, correct?
Correct. Under the advice of my attorney.
And, but now you're asking the jury to believe your testimony because now you're telling the truth, right?
I am telling the truth, yes.
Yeah, even though you were extremely intoxicated, would you say that your memory of it was better after it happened or now?
I would say as I have dug deeper into trying to remember the night, it has gotten a little bit more clear.
Okay,
But as time has gone on, it's also been a significant amount of time between that night and today. So it is harder to recall some things.
okay, and that's because of the time and also your level of intoxication, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm gonna show you what has been marked as State Exhibits 126 and 127. Can you take a look at those for me, please?
Yes,
Okay. Do these appear to be fair and accurate depictions of text messages that you sent on May 22nd of 2022?
yes,
Okay. And so at this time, I'm tendering to defense for inspection and offering State's Exhibits 126 and 127 into evidence.
Judge, I'm gonna object to 127 for relevance, and then 126 under optional completeness, cherry
Alright.
picking a single text.
If I
out of
could
green
see.
text.
The exhibits, please.
Take a look at State's Exhibit number 126. It appears at 5:22 on 5/22/22 at 11:12 a.m. You texted Harold Clemens, "I'm going to jail," correct?
yes.
But it's now your testimony that you came to believe that just after reviewing a news article that Tatiana showed you.
Can you repeat the question?
I said, you're asking this jury to believe that you texted that after reviewing a news article in which Tatiana showed you.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of confused by the question.
Okay. You texted Harold Clemens on 5/22/2022 at 11 a.m. So that's after he dropped you off at 7 a.m., right?
Yes,
You texted him, "I'm going to jail."
yes, I did text him that.
Okay. But on your direct examination, you stated that you only texted him that because you reviewed a news article of what happened, right?
Yes, my wife shows me a news.
I send that text all the time, though. I'm going to jail. Oh my God, if this guy doesn't go away, I'm going to jail. I send that text all the time.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and so that's your testimony that's what made you believe that you were going to jail.
That's what made me text that, yes.
Okay, and then if we look at State's Exhibit number 127, you text a person saved in your phone as LJ on 5/22/2022 at 11:45 a.m. Can you go ahead and read that for me, what it says?
Bro got into some shit, beat up at the store.
Okay. And so you're letting that person know that some events had occurred last night, correct?
Yes, I was trying to meet him at my store for whatever reason.
Okay. Was it delayed, I guess, because at this time SUPD was running surveillance on you?
Yes,
Okay. Now, during the break, you refreshed your memory. Have you had a prior interaction with Officer Philip Hines?
after refreshing my memory, yes.
The witness from
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Tyler.
Hello.
So during your testimony with the state, they asked you to estimate some distances between where you believe you fired the weapon and where the police car was, correct?
Correct.
Those estimates, are those estimates that you're discussing after you've reviewed the video or estimates from something else?
After I've reviewed the video.
Okay. That, and your testimony has been that you did not see any police officers, correct?
No, I saw no police officers, no lights, nothing of the sort.
No people?
No people either, no.
You didn't see their car, you didn't know it was there?
I did not see their car at all.
So it was estimating any distance from you to anything in your mind on that night?
It's impossible.
Okay. And now I'm gonna, if you'll give me a second. I'll show you what's been entered into evidence as defendants exhibit 79 and 80. Do you recognize these photocopies?
Yes.
What are they?
My tour of license.
Okay. Do you have your wallet on you right now?
Yes, I do.
Could you pull it out? Can you hold it up and show that to the jury?
I'm gonna object as to facts not in the evidence, relevant, and referring to an item that's not in evidence.
All right. With regards to referring to an item not in evidence, that will be sustained.
Okay. What did you pull out of your wallet, Tyler?
My driver's license.
Is it the same license that's in defendants exhibit 79 and 80 that's been photocopied?
Yes.
Okay. What's the state of your license?
It is falling apart, broken in pieces and taped together.
Okay. So it's taped together.
I'm missing my name.
Okay. And now you described that your glasses at times would be broken as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you try to fix it the same way with tape?
Yes, duct tape or even clear Scotch tape like this.
In fact, sometimes when you had court dates here, you would come with duct tape on your glasses.
Yes, but
Excuse me, when an objection is made, do not answer. I will make a ruling on the objection. All right, what is your objection?
Relevant.
Sustain.
Okay. So is this your license, Tyler?
yes, it
It's the
is.
same one here.
Yes.
Okay, Judge, I would tender this license to the state for inspection and offered into evidence.
No objection. Are you gonna put a number in?
All right, could I have parties approach, please?
I need some of his tape for my bank account. Oh, wow. The lawyers are spending more time with Boyd than they are in the trial. Good morning, Bill.
Any person can have the mental capacity to lie in their mind, whether they want to or not, whether they're intoxicated or not.
Okay, but my question is, if somebody was so intoxicated that they were slumped over, throwing up, their mental capacity is not gonna be the same as somebody that's not exhibiting those effects, right? Somebody that's throwing up maybe wouldn't be able to speak, right?
Objection, speculation.
That'll be overruled, if you know.
Do I answer that question?
Yes, if you know.
No, you would not be able to speak while throwing up.
Okay, but you were able to speak, you were able to concoct this entire story that is a lie, right?
Yes, the story was a lie.
Okay, and you were able to relay that to Detective Tudor.
Yes, I was.
You pass the witness, Your Honor.
Just briefly, Judge. And so Tyler, the morning of May 22nd, 2022, you get into bed with Tatiana at about 7 a.m. Is that right?
Yes.
And how do you wake up?
I wake up to her waking me up, telling me that one of my acquaintances had sent her a news article and asking her if her and the baby were okay.
Okay, so that person asked if she and the baby was okay and knew who to reach out to after reviewing the news article.
Yes.
Okay, so when you state that you're starting to put it together, there's a news article out there already mentioning your name. Is that fair to say?
It wasn't mentioning your name yet, but it was describing an event.
Okay, well, they reached out, there was somebody that reached out to your
Yes,
wife.
describing an event that a detective was asking me about. They were asking me if I was hurt or if I had been shot and things of that nature through text message.
Okay, but how would this person know to reach out to your wife
I'm gonna object as to speculation.
if he knows?
Sustained.
Okay, so all of this, you're starting to realize like what may have gone on last night.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do you react in that moment?
I hug my wife and I'm crying. I'm telling her I'm probably gonna go to jail, and I'm crying, and I just keep telling her like, no, there's no way, it couldn't have been me. I wasn't there. There was no way, because in my mind I hadn't gone on that street. I was just in denial at first. I was really in denial. Just there's no way. I was just frantic, and then I was just telling her I loved her, was hugging her.
Okay, and a detective reached out to you very early that morning, correct?
Yes,
Before you had even woken up.
yes,
Okay, so they had identified somebody before you had ever woken up,
yes,
and they were already looking for you. So,
yes.
okay. That's witness.
No further questions.
All right, you may step down. Make sure that you leave the microphone behind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our lunch break. We will be back, start back up at 1:30. So remember my previous instructions. Everyone, please rise.
It's a very cool microphone, though. It's so easy to steal because you forget it's there. Could this be Mother?
I'm sorry.
Or what is your grandchildren?
All right. Okay, no problem.
I didn't know you were allowed to have a purse on stand. Everybody else they make put their purse down. Remember during the Kelly trial when the bailiffs tried to take Wanda Kelly's purse away? She didn't want to. I don't know if this is Mom. I was just guessing. Could be. Could be.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Defense, call your next witness.
The defense calls Dr. Anna Marzac.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony
Not
you
his
give will be
mother.
the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Anna Marzac.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Dr. Marzac. And if you do me a favor, you have to speak up a little bit because she has to take down everything you say. How are you presently employed?
I'm self-employed
Okay, self-employed as what?
as optometrist.
You're an optometrist? Okay, can you describe for the jury what an optometrist does?
We check eyes, identify any conditions of the eye, disease, treat disease, prescribe contact lenses and glasses. Really pretty much it.
Okay. What kind of education do you have to become an optometrist?
It's a doctorate in optometry. It's 4 years of undergrad and 4 years of graduate school.
Okay. And where is your, you said you're self-employed, right?
Correct.
Okay, where is your practice located?
7400 Sun Petrol, Suite 19, that's inside of North Star Mall.
Okay, inside of Nice Star Mall. And do you see patients at that location?
I do.
Okay. Now, may I approach Judge?
Yes.
Dr. Marzac, I'm gonna show you what's been marked as defendant's exhibit 92. If you could just take your time and look at every.
You have to give her exhibit 92 and 93. And then do what Chinny says. Which exhibit is better? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? And blow in her eye.
Every page of that document and let me know if you recognize that.
Yes, those are the exam notes.
Okay. These are exam notes, records.
Yes,
Okay. And what's the name of your business?
Marzac Eye Care.
Marzac Eye Care. Does Marzac Eye Care regularly keep records?
That's correct.
Okay. And are those done in the regular course of business?
Yes,
And it's your effort to maintain accurate records,
right.
and it's your business practice to maintain accurate records.
Absolutely.
And did an employee or yourself make these records? Okay, and it says electronically signed. Who electronically signed those records?
Dr. Anna Marzac.
Okay, so that's you.
That's correct.
Okay, on what date?
It's 7/30/24.
Okay, and do these records contain eye care information on an individual?
They do.
Okay, what individual is that?
It's for Tyler Ashenbaum.
Okay, what is the middle initial on that?
J.
What's the date of birth?
1/19/2000.
Okay, Judge, at this point, I would tender defendant's exhibit 92 to the state and offer that.
So could I have parties approach?
Yeah.
And we're not on the record. All right, and so defense, what exhibit are you offering?
My mistake, Judge, that would be defendant's exhibit 93.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense exhibit number 93 is admitted without objection.
Hi,
Now,
love.
Dr. Marzac,
How are ya?
turn a few pages here. Are these exam notes from Tyler J. Ashball?
Yes,
Okay. And then these records, what was going on that these records, or I guess what was the purpose of this appointment, or why these records were kept?
Taylor came in complaining of vision blurry at distance.
Okay, and was this just a regular annual exam?
Yes,
Okay, now that, and so, what is the assessment part of this, these records show?
he has myopia, and he has also irregular astigmatism, bilateral myopia and irregular astigmatism bilateral.
Okay, can you explain what bilateral means?
Both eyes.
Both eyes. And can you explain for the jury what myopia means?
Myopia nearsighted, he can see better up close than he can see far away.
Okay, and that would be the same for both eyes. then?
Both eyes, correct.
Okay, and then you stated irregular astigmatism bilateral.
And that means that the front row of his eye is just a little bit uneven, or the curvature is not perfect.
Okay, and bilateral means that's in both eyes,
Both
correct?
eyes also, yes.
And can you describe for the jury or explain what an astigmatism is?
That's just uneven curvature to the front row of the eye.
Okay, how would that affect someone's vision?
In general, affects our vision under dark conditions, as well as when there's glare involved, so it causes a lot of halos and distortion.
Okay, so it causes halos and distortion. And you said something in relation to darkness. Can you explain that?
Under dark conditions, our pupil dilates, and when the light hits the front row of the eye, it affects our vision a little bit more when it's uneven.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but would that mean it would be a little bit more difficult for somebody to see at night who has an astigmatism?
That's correct.
But what about this?
All right, state any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Hi, is it Dr. Marzac? Okay, so I'm Jason Garahan, I'm a prosecutor. I think I just introduced myself outside in the hallway, and that's the first time we've met. Is that correct? Now with Tyler Ashball, did you actually ever examine his eyes?
Yes,
And when was that?
24, the date of the.
What it says on
the
the
wedding.
July 30th, 2024? So that's the first time you ever viewed his eyes or examined his eyes, I guess.
No, I seen him before.
Okay, and what year was that?
I saw him the same year. I
Same
mean,
year?
I saw him in March of the same year.
So March of 2024?
Mhm.
And then when else did you see him?
2018.
2018. And so in between that time, 2018 to 2014, did you have any contact with him at all?
No.
And did he ever come into your facility to get his eyes, like the annual checkup or anything like that? And so his vision in 2024, to be in particular, July 30th, 2024, what was his vision
2400 without anything, without any correction.
without any correction? And so I guess, how do you do that in negatives?
Well, nearsighted prescription is always negative and farsighted prescription is always positive.
So what's the number of negative for him?
-3 with some astigmatism, -350 with some astigmatism.
So that's in 2024.
Correct.
So what,
He's -3, and they're saying he's blind, he can't see. Yo, I'm +8. Well, no, that's not true. I was +8 7 or 8 years ago, the last time I went to the eye doctor. He can see. He can see.
what was it in 2022?
22, he wasn't seeing.
So
Was
you,
in the same year in 24, and back then it was half diopter less. So
okay,
his
so,
prescription was lesser at that point.
sorry, I don't mean to talk over you because court reporter's trying to get everything down. So I apologize. But so you don't know what his vision was in 2022, but in 2024, it was a -3.
350 and -3 on the left.
Okay. And so I guess in 2018, when you saw him then, what was it back then?
I don't recall exactly, but I believe his prescription was -250, which would still correspond to about 2200, maybe one line better.
So you don't know for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, very poor.
Very poor?
Mhm.
Well, would that be described as like, say, a -3 is either moderate to, mild to moderate myopia,
I would say moderate,
moderate, and that's a -3.
correct.
And then a -2.5, which you said that he probably had in 2018, that's a little bit better than,
A little,
Is-
not a lot.
not a lot. I mean, if I'm a -7.5 without my contacts, should I be driving?
No,
And what about a person with a -2.5? Should they be driving? I mean,
correction, no.
With-
With
with-
correction, yes.
with glasses or contacts, right?
With glasses and contacts, that's, so we describing correction without correction vision.
Without correction, yes,
Correct,
ma'am.
With glasses or contacts, he had seen 2020.
So can you describe to the jury what would probably happen if somebody was driving with a -2.5 without glasses or contacts?
Objection calls for speculation.
Judge is
Overruled.
an expert.
Well, just,
I mean, it's, it would be difficult.
Difficult. Would they be able to see stop signs?
At some point, yes,
And what do you mean at some point?
about 20 feet.
20 feet? So when they got to someplace at 20 feet, they'd be able to see a stop sign. What about a car?
Clearly.
What?
Clearly.
Clearly,
Mhm.
but they would be able to see something that's coming up
Correct,
ahead.
yeah.
Okay. What about a car?
I mean, they should be able to see, with a little bit of haze and stuff.
And what about, you talked about the stigmatism that if they pulled up to, say, at nighttime in the dark, and they pull up and there's street lights, those bright street lights that light up the street, or say for the street lights that are on parking lots, what would that cause their vision to have?
I mean, it will help a little bit.
It would help a little bit? So it would be beneficial to have additional light.
Correct.
Okay, so they could see clearer then.
Clearer, not
Clear.
clear, yeah.
Okay. And so if somebody pulled into a bright parking lot, they would be able to see around better than it was if it was on a dark road.
I guess it depends how far, how far is the vehicle they're looking at.
Okay. And so with the stigmatism and the amount of, I guess, a prescription for this defendant, Tyler Ashball, did you prescribe a prescription for him in 2018?
Yes,
And was he wearing his glasses in 2018?
I don't know.
I guess to be fair, you don't know if he's wearing glasses, right? In fact, a lot of people that wear glasses don't wear them at times, right? So what about contacts? Did you fit him for contacts? Because I know that your business also actually is one of y'all's specialties is contact lenses, isn't it? That correct?
Mhm.
And so was he fit for contact lenses?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so? Do you know him to ever wear contacts?
He did come for a contact lens exam, but didn't come back for follow-up, which means I didn't release his prescription.
So you don't know if he was fitted for contacts or
I
not?
don't.
Okay. And then let me ask you, on May 22nd, 2022, do you know if he was wearing his glasses?
I don't know.
Do you know if he was wearing his contacts? And do you know with his vision, would it be safe for him to drive at dark with a gun at nighttime? And what about if you add the fact that he was intoxicated, highly intoxicated by alcohol and marijuana?
Judge, I'm just gonna object that this is now getting outside of her area of expertise and
Judge, it's going to
and
the,
it calls for speculation as well.
Judge, it's going to the, well, this is an expert too. The effect of marijuana and alcohol on the human eye is one of her possible specialties.
All right, then you'll have to lay the foundation for that.
Now, you're an optometrist and trained doctor. Do you know what kind of effects that drugs, any type of drug, has on the eye?
I am not really trained in that area.
Okay. Well, are you aware that were you trained at all that marijuana in particular or any other type of smoking has effects on the eyes?
Very little.
So you wouldn't know about cigarette smoke or marijuana smoke going into a human eye on the outside and affecting vision.
In general, dilates our pupil. That's, that's as much as we know.
And I'm talking about smoke actually coming in contact with the eye on the outside.
I mean, that could possibly be irritant, yes.
And are you aware of the disease glaucoma?
Right.
And so are you aware how that is affected by marijuana use?
There's questionable.
And so you are aware of some things. Okay. What about alcohol effects on the human eye?
It definitely can affect our eye.
I'm sorry?
It definitely affects our brain, which by default affects our eye.
It does have effect on the eyes. Were you trained in this?
Once again, very little.
Very little. So have you ever had somebody come into your, say, business intoxicated or on signs of alcohol or smell of alcohol, and you could tell that it had an effect on the eyeball?
And still give him prescription if they require one, and if they see correctly, then it wouldn't really, affect their exam.
We'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Any further questions?
No further questions.
Is this witness excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may step down if you'll leave the square
Whew,
microphone. Defense, call your next witness.
I'm
That's called
so
Christopher Otero.
glad
Yeah,
they
goes outside.
pulled her in here. That was very illuminating.
If you take a seat here, please. And if you'll put the little square microphone, it's silver, If you'll put that on your tie or somewhere, it's for the court reporter to hear. And could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear. If you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Christopher Otero.
Can I proceed, Judge?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Otero.
Good afternoon.
Now, can you tell the jury how you're presently employed?
I'm currently a case investigator for a personal injury law firm in Denver, Colorado.
Okay. Now, do you have any prior law enforcement experience or investigative experience?
I do.
Okay. Can you describe that from the beginning?
Sure. From 2008 to 2009, I was a deputy, working as a reserve deputy for the Bexar County Sheriff's Office here in San Antonio. And then from there, I worked for the Elmendorf Police Department from 2008 to 2012, late 2012, as a reserve police officer. I also worked for a private security company here in San Antonio from 2009 to 2018. And then in 2018, I started working as a private investigator, and I still work in that field today.
Okay. And so you said you were a reserve deputy with Bexar County Sheriff's Office and a reserve deputy with Elmendorf Police Department.
That's correct.
Can you describe what a reserve deputy is and if you had any other job at that time as well?
Sure, a reserve deputy is essentially just a non-full-time officer that works within a volunteer basis. At the time that I was working as a reserve deputy, I was working in private security for Cornerstone Church here in San Antonio. And my going to the law enforcement academy, which was the San Antonio College Law Enforcement Academy, was to further bolster what I could provide to my job as a private security officer.
Okay. So when you're working as a reserve deputy, are you a licensed peace officer?
Absolutely. Same requirements as a full-time police officer. It's just more of it not being a full-time position, more of a volunteer kind of reserve position.
Okay. To get more experience while you're also working your other job as security at
Monica, are you here?
Cornerstone Church?
That's correct. But as far as terms of authority, there's no difference between a reserve officer and a full-time police officer.
Okay. The reserve officer can still make arrests and do investigations.
Absolutely. You still have powers of arrest. You still have to be licensed by the state of Texas. You still have to go and take the basic peace officer license course and pass the test and everything.
Okay. Can you describe the type of I guess you said security or protection work that you were in at Cornerstone Church?
Sure. I started off doing uniform security for Cornerstone Church and Cornerstone School. I've been affiliated with that church my entire life. I graduated from Cornerstone Church's private school. So once I found a way that I was able to contribute back to the ministry that I was raised and educated in, I chose to do so in a security capacity. And I worked for Cornerstone Church, like I said, from 2009 to 2018. Originally as a uniformed officer, then eventually as
Hi,
an
Beck.
administrative supervisor, and then also part of both the executive pastor and the associate pastor's private security details.
Okay. And when you say private security detail, can you explain what that means?
Sure. Both of the senior pastor and the associate pastor at Cornerstone Church have private security details that travel with them whenever they travel out of state, whenever they are there at the church on Sunday mornings. We secure their personal protection, the protection of their families, and also the protection of their residences.
Okay. So that kind of sounds like a mini Secret Service type deal.
Yeah, it's a VIP protection team. All of the members of our VIP protection team consist of Texas police officers.
Okay. What type of individuals were you working with when you were doing that work?
As far as names or positions.
No, just like different positions. Were they other officers as well?
Absolutely. We've had officers who were Texas Rangers. We've had officers who have been police officers for Trinity University PD, New Braunfels PD, Austin PD. Department of Public Safety, various departments around the Bexar County and Travis County area.
Okay, and then you stated that you went into private investigations. Can you explain a little bit more in detail what that was?
Sure. At the time, I wanted to essentially just transfer and transition into something different. And a friend of mine who was is a criminal defense attorney suggested that I consider being a criminal defense investigator. I looked into the process and what was required by the state of Texas in order to be licensed as a private investigator. I met all the qualifications, so I decided to change careers and pursue that.
Okay, is there any sort of licensing board that grants or denies individuals some certification or something else to become a private investigator in that capacity?
Yes, private investigators have to be certified by the Private Security Bureau, which is a division of the Texas Department of Public Safety.
And now, are you working for a company, or are you just working for yourself?
A little bit of both. The state of Texas requires that in order to work as a private investigator, you have to work for a private investigation company. So I am both the owner of a private investigation company and then that company's lead private investigator.
Okay, that makes sense. And so, so you were doing, I guess you said criminal defense work?
That's correct. That's been the primary focus of my private. I've dabbled in surveillance and things like that for insurance companies, but the bulk focus of my work as a private investigator has all been in criminal defense.
Okay, did you take hired cases as well as court-appointed cases?
That's correct. I've taken numerous of both.
Okay. And can you describe the highest level of court-appointed cases that you've taken?
The highest level of court-appointed cases I've taken have been capital murder cases.
Okay. About how many of those would you say you were appointed to and worked?
Judge, up to the objective relevance.
It's just his training and experience, Judge. I feel like the
All right,
jury's
that'll be overruled. You can answer the question.
North of 20 capital defense, capital murder cases.
okay. And do you have experience with appointed first-degree cases as well?
Yes, worked every level, every type of first degree felony case in the state of Texas.
Okay. So, okay, and then so most recently you stated you're with an insurance firm, I said, or you said, is that?
That's correct. I've worked as a case investigator for a law firm in Denver, Colorado, which is a personal injury firm.
Okay, and so that's where you are currently?
That's correct.
How long have you had that job?
Since the second week of June.
Hi, Vicky.
Okay, and so you came back to San Antonio to testify in this case?
That's correct.
All right. And so you were brought on by myself and Tyler Ashfall to assist in an investigation with this case, correct?
That is correct.
All right. And when you get on a case, do you review discovery?
The attorney request, yes.
And did I request that you review discovery?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Did you review the church surveillance video?
I did.
Did you review Officer Jaimez's statement?
I did.
Did you review the dash cam video of the police unit involved?
I did.
Did you go to the impound lot and look at the white Nissan Rogue?
I did.
Okay. And did you look at some reports as well?
I did.
Okay. And did you look at all of this with the intent of trying to determine the locations of the vehicles at the spots when the first 3 shots are fired?
That is correct.
And so, did you attempt to, through looking at the discovery, determine where that police unit would have been parked?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Did you observe any branches on the corner of the dash cam video, the police dash cam video?
Yes, there were.
Did it appear that the police unit was parked on the curbside?
adjacent to the curb.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And you watched the church surveillance video as well, you stated, correct?
That is correct.
Now, during the first portion of that video, is the police unit visible or is it behind that wall to the right?
From the surveillance footage that I observed from the church, initially the police vehicle is not visible.
Okay. And now, since I messed up, I'm gonna have to remark to the judge, I apologize. And did you use all those factors to in your staging of a vehicle?
That is correct.
Okay, so you physically went to church parking lot, correct?
Yes, I did.
You went with me, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so I want you to take a look at defendant's exhibits 94 through 101. Once you're done. Mr. Otero, do you recognize these pictures?
I do.
Are they fair and accurate pictures after this vehicle was staged?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, what kind of vehicle was staged?
The vehicle staged in the position where the SAPD vehicle approximately is a Ford F-150,
Okay. What color is it?
black, I believe.
Okay, so Ford F-150, fair to say a little bit bigger than a police vehicle?
Sure. Relatively the same size in comparison to the vehicle that SAP uses, which is a Ford Explorer. Just the difference is the back of the cab
Okay.
portion.
So when I say bigger, maybe the back extends a little bit further back.
Pickup truck will extend further back.
But the front of it more or less is relatively similar in size.
That is correct.
Judge, at this time, I tendered defendant's exhibits 94 to 101 to the defense and offering evidence. This.
No objection.
Right, defense exhibits 94 through 101 are admitted without objection.
Thank you. And now, in defendant's exhibit 94, 95, 96, 94, 95, and 96, can you describe what perspective these photographs are taken from?
These photos are taken from the perspective of an occupant that would have been within the SAPD vehicle facing east.
Okay, but facing what street?
O'Connor Road.
Okay, and do these pictures appear to be taken from one side of the vehicle or from the center of the vehicle?
They appear to be taken from the center of the vehicle.
Okay. And in these photographs, do we see anything in the upper right-hand portion of these photos?
Yes, you do see the overhanging branches from the tree that was adjacent to where the vehicle was parked.
Okay, do you recall more or less when these photographs were taken? And if you don't remember exactly, just the estimate.
I believe these pictures were taken. I believe these were taken in March of 2025.
March of 2025. So this March or the March before? Or this March?
I believe it was this past March.
Okay. We say this past March, you mean the most recent March?
That is correct.
Okay. And okay, and so you're aware that this alleged offense, the alleged offense date was from May of 2022, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so in that period of time, branches may not be exactly the same. Is that fair to say?
That is,
That's years of possibility of growth and however it was maintained.
that is correct.
Okay, so just positioning solely based on the branches, you would agree is not the sole factor you looked at.
That is correct.
Okay, you looked at all those other combination of factors.
Yes, sir.
Okay, may I publish these to the jury, Judge?
Yes.
And now defendant's exhibit 97, what is that vehicle still in the same position as the other photos you described?
That is correct. From the position where this picture was taken, this vehicle has not moved from where it is in those other pictures.
Okay, and what perspective are we seeing from this photograph?
This would essentially be the perspective of the driver, occupants of the vehicle, looking out the driver's side window.
I published to the jury.
Yes.
And now defendant's exhibit 98. We're under this, I guess, the overhang of the Life Center at the church. Is that fair to say?
That is correct.
And you're looking to the right side where there's the corner of the wall. Is that right?
That is correct.
And can you see the black vehicle in this photograph?
No, you cannot.
And which corresponds to the church surveillance video where we cannot see?
That's correct.
Okay. Can I publish this to the jury, Judge?
Yes.
And then 99, 100, and 101 are, can you just describe what's in these? 99, 100, and 101.
Sure. 99 is, again, a perception of center inside of the police vehicle looking towards O'Connor Road. 100 and 101 are from the perspective of just outside of the driver's side window, in front of the driver's side mirror, facing towards the shrubbery and trees that are adjacent to the vehicle.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Can I publish these to the jury, Judge?
Yes.
Now I'm going to show you what has been marked as defendant's exhibit 102, 103, and 104. Okay. You recognize these photographs?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are these fair and accurate photographs that depict what's contained in the photo?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And now in these photographs, do we see that black F-150 in the same location that it was parked from those perspective photos?
The vehicles are visible, although it's incredibly difficult to notice unless you knew exactly where you were looking for, but yes, you can see them from the street.
Okay. And now, what perspective are these photographs taken from?
As it relates to this incident, this would have been the perspective of the driver of the white Nissan Rogue, approaching or driving northbound on O'Connor Road, approaching and then at the entrance to the church parking lot.
Okay, so this would be before a left-hand turn is made into the church parking lot.
That is correct.
So these are taken from O'Connor Road.
That is correct.
All right, and we see a rear view mirror in these photographs too. Is that correct?
A side view mirror, yes, sir.
A side view mirror. So were you in a vehicle when you took these photographs?
I was driving in this vehicle.
Okay. Judge, at this time, I would tender defendants exhibits 102, 103, and 104. Statement offering evidence.
It's the same picture. Like the exact same picture. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't really care, so. Just, but yeah, no objection, Your Honor.
All right, defense exhibits 102, 103, and 104 admitted without objection.
I post into the jury.
Yes.
Two. All right, sir, were you able to locate the video camera where the surveillance video was taken from?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what's been marked as. And was the last one, I'm sorry, what was the last exhibit number?
104.
104, okay, thank you. I'm gonna show you what I'm marking as defendant's exhibit 105, 106. And 107. You recognize these photographs?
I do.
Do they fairly and accurately depict the contents?
Yes, I do.
Correct. And now you stated that you located the church surveillance video that appeared to have taken the surveillance footage in discovery. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so what do we see in defendant's exhibit 105?
In 105, this is the positioning of the surveillance camera which recorded that footage.
Okay. Is this photograph taken from directly below that camera?
That is correct.
Okay. And now you watched the church surveillance video multiple times, correct?
That is correct.
Probably many times.
Martha. Hi, Martha. Thank you so much for the PayPal. Thank you so much, man. It hit at the perfect time, and I appreciate it. Thank you. $25 from Martha. I only noticed it yesterday, so thank you, Martha.
And you can hear, you heard the first 3 shots on that video, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe the position of the white SUV in relation to that camera's view, right at when we can hear that 3rd shot?
When you hear the 3rd shot?
When you hear yes, when you hear the 3rd shot, and we're able to pause that video, where was that? Can you describe the approximate location of that white SUV?
Yes, the white SUV is approximately behind this column structure in front of the light center.
Okay, was part of it obstructed by the column,
Yes,
and part of it was still visible from behind the column?
that is correct.
Okay, so was that the front side or the back side that's visible from behind the column?
The back side of the vehicle is barely visible from behind this brick.
Okay. And so defendants exhibits 106 and 107, are these photos taken from the angle of right under that camera?
Yes, they are taken from the angle of that camera, but not the height.
Okay, so it's not the all the way up, but it's just from the standing
Yeah,
in that.
standing directly below the camera, facing the same direction, approximately the same angle as that surveillance camera.
Okay, and did you bring another vehicle to the church that day when you took these photos?
I did.
Okay, what kind of a vehicle was that?
I brought a 2009 Chevy Traverse.
Okay, can you describe like like kind of what that vehicle looks like?
Sure, it's a larger mid-size SUV.
Okay, is it comparable in size to a Nissan Rogue? Or at least in shape and size?
Fairly comparable, yes, sir. Just
Okay.
different make and model.
And so in defendant exhibits 106 and 107, where did you stage that vehicle?
The vehicle is staged facing west, coming up the incline, with the back of the vehicle just barely protruding from the brick column there in front of the church's light center.
Okay, did you try to place this vehicle as accurately as possible based on that surveillance video?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And now, were there even instances where you were able to posit where we had more of that vehicle protruding from behind the pillar?
Yes, there were.
Okay, so is it possible that the location of the third shot was actually further back than the location it is in these photographs?
It is possible, yes, yes, it is possible.
Okay. And Judge, I'm gonna tender to the state defendants exhibits 105, 106, and 107 offered evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defense exhibits 105, 106, 107 are admitted without objection. Yes.
Okay, so now at this point, you've staged both vehicles at their approximate location of the third shot from that white SUV, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what I've marked as, so I guess I'm now on 108, right?
Yes.
8. Give me a second. 8. I'm gonna show you what's been marked as defendants exhibit 108 and 109. Do you recognize this photograph?
I do.
Okay. Does it fairly and accurately depict where these vehicles were staged?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And okay. So in defendants exhibit 108, can we see the location of the black F-150, and I'm sorry, what was this one called again?
A Chevy Traverse.
The Chevy Traverse. Do we see the locations of those two vehicles?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And in defendants exhibit 109, do we see both of those or just one vehicle?
Just the one, the Chevy Traverse.
Okay. And Judge, at this time, I had tendered defendants exhibit 108 and 109 in the state and offered evidence.
Your Honor, at this time, state's objecting to these and also objection to state exhibit number 8 and 9, 108 and 109. And also an objection to, I believe that defense counsel is trying to present this individual as a crime scene recreation expert, and I don't believe he has any training in it.
May we approach, Judge?
Step down.
Yes. This.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, this is outside the presence of the jury. All right, defense. Are you offering this witness as an expert?
Judge, I believe that,
Oh, you can remain seated.
well, whether or not he's offered as an expert, Judge, he is offered to show the estimate locations of these vehicles. I don't believe you have to be an expert to estimate the
So
location
the
and take
answer is no.
photographs from those locations. But regardless, it's evident whether he is an expert or whether he's not an expert. It's any sort of event recreation, even if you want to call it that, which I'd be hesitant to, but if this is an event recreation, there's two steps to the predicate. Judge, it's number one, are these results helpful to the trier of fact in deciding any relevant
But who
issue?
is the question then? If you're saying, are these results relevant? Where are these results coming from? Because if it's just results, can you just take somebody off the street? Let me grab a school teacher and have a school teacher come in and say, this is a video. Will
Please,
you go out?
can you just please just go grab a school teacher and bring her in and show her the evidence, and then she'll be able to explain it all to us, and we'll finally be able to understand what this trial is about.
To this scene
Please.
and do measurements? How would that be any different than just taking a random person off
Well, Judge,
the street to come in and testify?
if he needs to be qualified as an expert, he can, and I believe he did it through his credentials, Judge.
Well, no, I'm trying to figure out if you are offering him as an expert. If you're not offering him as an expert, then I don't know how he can testify to results that he is determined without being an expert.
If for the admissibility of these, I need to offer him as an expert, I believe that he does qualify, and I'm willing to do that, Judge.
No, I'm not saying what you need to do and what admissibility is. I'm just saying I don't understand how someone can be brought in to talk about results, but you're saying they're not an expert and you're not offering them as an expert. And I'm
Well-
just trying to find what legal points you're making, because I go back to, if he or she were just somebody you took from wherever, you see somebody walking down the street and you say, hey, could you come with me to where an alleged incident had to occur, presumed to have occurred. I want you to watch a video. You watch this video. Can you take measurements? How would that be any different if that person is not an expert?
Well, Judge, I don't see how it's any different from any of the state's police officers that have come in and testified. This is results of an investigation. He has extensive experience as a licensed police officer doing investigative work. This is investigative work, and any of the state's witnesses, whether they were experts or not, were able to testify about the results of their investigation, Judge. So this is just an investigation.
Did you object to that? I mean, if you don't object to the state's witnesses, if they're giving expert opinion and there's no objection to it, there's nothing for the court to rule upon.
And if the worry is that, Judge, he's not intending to offer any sort of expert opinion. There's no expert opinion where he's going to be saying, was this shot possible or impossible? If that's kind of what if that's their main.
I have no idea what the state's main.
He doesn't intend to give any sort of, I guess, expert based on whether this is going to be possible, impossible. It's just merely, Judge, it's to, number one, be helpful to the trier of fact in deciding any relevant issue. And number two, was this conducted under conditions similar to those existing at the time of the event in question? We're not talking about the lighting in any of this. So this is not used to show the jury, oh, look, this would have been so hard to see or anything like that. This is merely to show the positionings of the vehicles at those locations in the vehicle from the perspectives of the drivers and different perspectives around the church. So they have different perspectives. Judge, that's essential to the defense to be able to rebut the state's theory of the case. And I feel like Tyler's due process violations, Tyler's due process would be violated if we were not able to get into this essential line of.
But I mean, the question is whether or not you have this.
I know I have to thank her again, because I don't know if she heard me because she was too busy coming in. Martha, thank you so much for the PayPal. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Witness who's looking at some videos, then making a decision based upon a video that he may or may not have watched, and information from your client.
He watched the video. I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is, just a moment. What I'm saying is, you're offering this witness, it appears to the court, to give results on what somebody would have seen or could have seen based upon watching a video and based upon maybe what your client has told them. I don't know. But if you're bringing this witness in to make results, then, or give his opinion or opine on something, then the only people who are really allowed to give opinions and opine on things are experts. And it depends on what field they're an expert in.
Whoa.
And then
Whoa. Hold on a second. I opine all the time. Oh, I must be an expert.
If there's an objection to their ability to present evidence as an expert, the court will hear it. So the first question is, one, if you're not offering him as an expert, then he is not allowed to give testimony on his opinion about what people would have saw or could have seen or should have seen, because that's expert testimony.
And he does not intend to give any of those opinions, Judge.
State?
My response to that would be, if he's not gonna give an opinion, then what he's already testified to is just purely conjecture and speculation, because he didn't take measurements. He's just testifying as to, the only person that can testify and the only state's witness that testified as to where the vehicle was located was the witnesses that were in the vehicle that would have known.
And Judge,
Detective Tudor can't come and say, oh, you can't see the video in any of the police car in any of the exhibits.
and Judge, this goes to the weight of the evidence, not the admissibility. If they have any issues or they think that any of these photographs are taken with inaccurate positions or have any issue with it whatsoever, they're entitled to cross-examine on it, not exclude it.
And Judge, just to put my say in here, one, there's been much testimony which we allowed some of the photos to come in that seemed, like different areas, like the camera, things like that. But then wording started coming in from the witness of staging vehicles. And staging vehicles indicates that he's recreating a crime scene. And he asked them, did you move it back? Did you move it forward? So that's the SUV where you watch the church video. And then now you're staging this car out in that location. If anything, it's going to could possibly mislead the trier of fact, because this individual that's not an expert is staging the vehicle at different locations and plus at different angles. We don't know for certain that these camera angles, and in fact, he testified the camera angle for the security camera is not accurate. He was standing below the security camera.
But it's best when I pause and opine.
The security camera is above him. So the angle is quite different. We didn't object to the camera photo coming in of the camera actual video of the
Hold on,
surveillance
Kelly, I
video,
got this.
because we felt like, hey, that's the video of the camera. But now when they're starting to say staging the vehicle, he's testifying as an expert when he's not qualified as the expert.
Oh, all right, so this is what we'll do. Because it does appear to the court that he's being offered as an expert if you're doing a recreation of where vehicles were alleged to have been. So if you'll take the witness stand, please, sir. And if someone wants to question him on what his expertise is and in what field it is in, then I can make a decision on whether or not more testimony is relevant or appropriate or admissible.
May I begin, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Otero, can you hear me?
I can, yes, sir.
Okay. How many years of investigative work experience do you have?
Mm. 9 to 10 years.
Okay. And you stated that you've worked on capital murders, correct?
That is correct.
I assume that as part of your investigation, can you describe like different methods of investigation that you have experience in?
Interviewing witnesses and reviewing discovery, going out to scenes and recovering footage available, taking my own pictures when necessary. Taking pictures of crime scenes.
Okay. And so you stated that part of that is going out to scenes.
That is correct.
Okay. And I assume when you go out to scenes, part of that is looking at conditions. Is that
Sure.
correct? Looking to see if what conditions, what angles, what things would have looked like from the perspective of either suspects, victims, different individuals. Is that fair to say?
That is correct.
So you're gathering data, is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
And now are you trying to present this like in favor of one side or the other? Are you trying to just do this to help the state or help the defense, or are you just gathering data?
Just gathering data.
Okay. And so have you ever engaged in any sort of like scene recreation before?
No, sir.
Okay. So would this be like the first one that you've ever attempted? Or would you even consider this?
No, I've done work like this in the past for other cases, but I'm never under the type of never under any type of certification process, or just doing the same thing that I did in this case, just with the variables applicable to that case.
Okay.
Was it an eye doctor, Maria? Because if it is, they might need your testimony, because that eye doctor didn't give him what they wanted. But since you've been to an eye doctor, then you might be an expert in that.
You say doing the same thing in this case. Can you describe different instances where you've done something similar?
I just, the vehicle called, the case called for or the case had a situation where there was a vehicle involved, using the evidence, the information provided in the evidence to, for lack of a better word, recreate where the vehicle was during those circumstances, for the purpose of taking pictures from different angles, measurements, distances, things of that nature.
Okay. Would that be to just provide different perspectives than what might be limited through the evidence?
That is correct.
All right, to see what other individuals who might have experienced these events, what it might have looked like through their eyes.
Yes.
Okay.
Or from different angles than what was provided in the story.
Okay. Now is going out to crime scenes, is that a commonplace, I guess, step in your process as an investigator?
If requested by the defense counsel, yes, which does happen fairly often.
Okay.
There's no like definitive steps that an investigator would take. It's basically just the request of what the defense attorney would like the investigator to investigate.
Okay. Do you intend on giving any expert opinions today?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do you intend to give any opinions on whether shots may have been possible or impossible from different locations?
I wouldn't volunteer that information if I was asked. I would answer to the best of my ability, but I do not intend to provide that statement or statement.
Okay. So are you intending to say that these shots were possible or impossible? Either way, are you intending to give an expert opinion on whether you believe that these shots were possible?
No, I don't.
Do you believe that that what you intend to, do you believe that the results of your investigation would be helpful to assist a jury in this case?
Yes, I do.
And now, okay, so the investigation that you did in this case, you're
Oh, man. Guys, this lawyer who I think right now is currently yawning, I'm not sure. She's about to body slam the whole defense from this guy. As soon as this guy is done answering questions.
trying to attempt to look at the different locations of each vehicle when the first 3 shots are fired, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And measure the distances between the 3rd shot of that white SUV and where that police unit would have been, correct? Did you do
That
that?
is correct.
Okay. And you took videos as well?
Yes, sir.
Just a past witness.
There you are.
Yes.
One, sir, have you been trained in the field of criminal, like CSI, criminal investigation?
No, sir.
Have you been trained at all in
Oh, it's him. Why is he asking the questions? I was so ready for this.
recreation of a crime scene?
You're an official capacity or licensing, no, sir. I mean, I've been taught by mentors but nothing nothing anything official.
So, other than you just going out to say a crime scene and, hey, somebody stole this pen. I saw it in a video. I place it there, and you take a picture of it. Is that recreating a crime scene?
No, sir, that's documenting evidence.
Documented evidence. I mean, you go out to this crime scene in particular, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you have how many? You took measurements. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What did you base your measurements on?
We used, I used a measuring device called a measuring wheel. It's a Lufkin measuring wheel, 12-inch diameter wheel. That as you basically just walk along, it's in your path, and as you roll this device down your surface, it has a little meter that
Objection,
calculates the distance as you
non-responsive.
walk this wheel from one point to another.
And of course, you don't know the scientific background of that device of how it works, correct?
No, sir, other
You don't know if
the manufacturer tells you the distance,
You don't know if
rotation and all that.
You don't know if it's calibrated correctly or anything like that.
No, sir.
You don't know how to calibrate it, do you?
No, sir. There's, to my understanding, there's no way to.
And then also on top of that, did you use the sketch from the police officers, the actual CSI unit for their measurements?
No, sir.
So you didn't use no measurements that were actually made.
And just want to object that CSI said it's not to scale and it's only the locations of the shell casing. So it's not even relevant to the evidence that we're trying to get into.
All right, that'll be overruled. You can continue with your questions.
So you didn't use any type of measurements that were actually used by the SAPD for the investigation of this case.
No, sir.
And have you ever done any type of crime scene investigative work where you're recreating a crime scene using measurements from a San Antonio Police Department?
No, sir.
So to be fair, you have never recreated a crime scene as an expert.
As an expert.
So you're not an expert in crime scene investigation and recreation, are you?
No, sir.
You have not been formally trained.
No, sir.
And in this particular case, you're making all of these measurements and photographs that you're making on your best guess from the video and from police reports that you just read the police reports and also looked at the videos.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So it's your best guess. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, Judge. Okay, Mr. Otero, that Lufkin measuring device, is that a device that's commonly used by law enforcement officers?
I wouldn't be able to say whether that particular brand or model is, but that type of device is.
Okay, so that same, okay. So whether that brand or model, but is it the same idea that it's the, can you describe what it is?
Sure. It's a easy to use distance measuring tool. Each pole rotation of the wheel is 3.14 feet. And it basically just has a little counter that tallies up feet and inches as you roll this from one point to another.
Okay, and now in your experience as a law enforcement officer, do police use similar devices to that to do crime scene measurements?
It depends on the department, but that type of device has been used by departments to measure distance.
Okay. Now, the measurements you did in this case, are those complex or are those simple?
It's a simple measurement from point A to point B.
Okay, you believe that requires an expert to measure that?
Personally, I do not believe it requires an expert to measure a distance from point A to point B.
Okay. And when you estimated the location of the white SUV at the location of the third shot, do you believe that you actually gave the benefit to the state if there's any difference or to the defense?
I'm gonna object as to relevance and this
I made that video.
proceeding as to whether he's an expert or not.
Well, Judge, their whole issue is that they don't think that this is accurate. And so if they don't think it's accurate in our favor, I'd surely like to know how.
It
No,
needs to be
so-
accurate, not one way or
So-
another.
What I can tell you is whether or not his results are accurate or not is irrelevant to whether or not he's an expert in whatever field he's being offered in. So this is what it appears to me, based upon the questioning by both party. This witness is not an expert. He's not an expert in crime scene recreation. Does anyone not agree to my determination that this witness is not an expert in crime recreation? Because
I do disagree, Judge. I would object.
Well, I mean, he said he's not an expert in crime recreation. What am I,
Well,
did he not say that?
and Judge, I would argue that in this case, you don't have to be an expert to in this video, Detective Tudor has already agreed to the position that is essentially the same as what this witness is saying. And
So
it's-
here's
it's
my
the same
question.
position,
Is
Judge.
he being offered as an expert?
It-
Because the witness has, if I misheard, please correct me, we can go to the court
Thank you,
reporter's
Jude.
record.
Thank you.
The witness has said he's not an expert in crime scene recreation. Excuse me. Are you an expert in crime scene recreation?
No, you don't.
All right, so he's not being offered as an expert in crime recreation. He can't be offered as an expert in crime scene recreation because he said he's not an expert in that. So what is he being offered as an expert? And if he is being offered as an expert, I would like to know what he's being offered as an expert. What field is he an expert in?
Okay, then Judge, then no, he is not being offered as an expert. However, he does not need to be an expert to testify to what we're going to testify to. The predicate for event recreation, and nowhere in here does it say that anyone has to be certified as an expert or be an expert. The predicate is only one. Are they results helpful to the trier of fact in deciding any relevant issue? The relevant issue in this case is whether Tyler could have seen or could have been attempting to shoot at police officers in this case.
So
If
doesn't that go then to his being an expert to make a determination of whether somebody can see from a specific distance or not?
I would say it's the jury's decision. Are these results helpful to the trier of fact? That's going to be the purview of the jury. He is merely providing photographs for the perspective of these vehicles.
Are you offering him as an expert in anything?
No, Judge.
All right, then this is a lay witness. Defense and state, you make your objections as you see, and the court will make a ruling on it. But defense, you're telling the court you're not offering him as an expert in anything.
That's correct, Judge. But I believe that the predicate for this event recreation, if we want to call it that, has been met. Are these results helpful to the trier of fact in deciding any relevant issue? Certainly, I could not see how this could be more relevant to want to see where the locations of these vehicles at the shots, what the perspectives of the different individuals could have been, what it looked like from those perspectives, and was this conducted under conditions similar to those existing at the time of the event in question? That's Brown v. State, 657 Southwest 2nd, 143, Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, 1983.
So your interpretation is that anyone from anywhere any layperson can just be taken in, asked to view a video, talk to somebody, give measurements, and then their testimony becomes relevant.
That's not my interpretation, Your Honor. He has extensive law enforcement experience, just the same as any of the state's witnesses in this case. The predicate does not require that he be an expert, and it's helpful to the trier of facts. And Judge, if I cannot get into this evidence, it would violate Tyler's due process rights and rights to effective representation of counsel.
Well, this is the court's ruling. Number one, he is not an expert. Both parties have agreed that he is not an expert. Is that correct, state?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Defense, is he an expert?
No, Judge.
So this is a lay witness. So since this is a lay witnesses are not allowed to opine on what they think specific evidence shows because they're lay witness. Lay witnesses are allowed to testify to what they saw, what they heard, That's it. They're not allowed to get into what their opinion is because they're not experts. So this is a lay witness. Both sides agree this is a lay witness. So people will need to make their objections and the court will rule upon those objections. All right, let's bring the jury in.
All right, the jury.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, so defense, you are offering defense exhibits 108 and 109 into evidence. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, do you have any objections?
Yes, Your Honor. Objection to one, that this individual is not an expert in this field of crime scene recreation, and also the relevancy if not considered an expert.
All right, if I could see defense exhibits 108 and 109, please.
May I respond to their objection, Judge?
Yes, y'all can approach, but I need to see the exhibits so I can see exactly what the exhibits are.
I really didn't think that her looking at the exhibits would have been a fast forwardable moment, but it really is. Wait. I think it starts here.
Okay, your turn. And now, in defendant's exhibit 108, I know we've had a little bit of a break. Do we see two vehicles in this photo?
Yes, we do.
Okay, what vehicles do we see?
You see the Ford F-150 and the Chevy Traverse.
Okay, and now is this the location of the Chevy Traverse where that is parked? Is that the estimated, to the best of your ability, the estimated location where that white SUV was at the location of the third shot?
Your Honor, I'm just going to object to this individual testifying as an expert.
And he's already answered this, Judge.
And that objection will be sustained.
And I'm not asking him to testify as an expert.
Judge, he's asking him to guesstimate where that vehicle was in comparison to the security video and a photo that was taken roughly 3 years after the incident during the daylight. And this individual is not an expert.
All right, the objection will be sustained.
You've watched the surveillance video.
Uh,
Okay. And you've been out to the church multiple times, correct?
Yes, sir.
Has the layout of that church changed at all, to your knowledge, since the time of the incident?
No, sir.
Okay. So defendant's exhibit 108, where is that Chevy Traverse located?
Again, Your Honor, objection to the testimony of this individual testifying as an expert of the locations of these vehicles because no measurements were taken and he's not considered an expert.
And measurements were taken.
All right, with regards to your objection to this witness as an expert, that will be sustained.
And I'm not, I guess I'm not intending for him to offer any expert opinions, Judge.
Right,
As a lay witness, that would be speculation.
the objection is sustained.
May I publish these to the jury, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and defendant's exhibit 110 and 111. recognize these photos?
I do.
Okay.
All right, chat, knock it off. You don't even know how you hurt my feelings right now. You're all saying your favorite word to say. The F doesn't work on my keyboard, so I can't reply. Because all my favorite words start with F. So I can't join in on this conversation.
Do we see a Chevy Traverse in these photos?
Yes, you do.
Are these photos a fair and accurate depiction of what they contain?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Is the Chevy Traverse in the same location as defendant's exhibits?
Yeah, when I set up my PayPal a while ago, before I even ever started doing YouTube videos, I thought I had this idea. I had this business idea, which is like, for people who forgot a birthday. Oh my God, I forgot her birthday. It's 5 p.m. What am I going to do? I need to get her a present. I didn't get her a present. So I made this website called Immediate Gifts, where you could you just go on and pick a gift and I'd deliver it like an Uber driver. I got zero customers. Zero. But it's stuck with that word. I can't change it. It's that. That's what it is, Immediate Gifts.
108 and 109.
Yes, it is.
Correct. And now, can you describe for us what you're holding in defendant's exhibit 111?
It is a lock-in measuring wheel. It's a measuring device used to measure distance greater than what a standard tape measure would offer.
Okay, so essentially with this device, are you able to put it on the ground and walk and it records distance between two objects?
That is correct.
Correct. Judge, at this time, I would tender defendant's exhibits 110 and 111 in the statement of offered evidence.
Judge, objections to one, this individual is not an expert. Also to, if he's not an expert, considered a lay witness, as my co-counsel stated, speculation at that point,
And I'm going to object.
and the
to
relevancy at that
I'm gonna
point.
object to these speaking objections.
Those are all objections, valid objections, Your Honor.
All right, if parties can approach.
Now we want to hear them argue. You mad, bro? You mad? Come on, Judge. At least we can look at them. Buddy, whatever you do, don't hit that button behind you. Okay? You're not an expert, so you don't know the button behind you. Don't hit it. How are we supposed to know? And it's a she.
Can I publish them to the jury, Judge?
Yes.
Hit the button. Hit the button. Remember the Alamo. Sorry. If you guys don't say that in your head like 17 times while you're watching this video, there's something wrong with you. Good night, Beck. Love you. Oh, I did get an order. Thank you. You got a pillow. Thank you. Thank you.
Recognize these photographs.
I do.
Okay. Has the Chevy Traverse moved at all from the location in any of those other photographs?
No, it isn't.
Now, did you kind of use me as a guinea pig in these photos?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so where am I seated in these photos?
You are seated in the driver seat of the Chevy Traverse.
And where is the location where you're taking these photos?
This is taken from the back seat, leaning towards the center of the vehicle.
Okay, so it's just a different perspective of the same photos. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. At this point, I tender defendants exhibit 119 and 120 to the state and offer evidence.
While they're looking at that, I just want to thank everybody. All of you who have been watching my latest little 10-minute videos that I put out during the day. It's working well. So I really just want to thank you for watching it to the end. To the end. It's very important. If you leave early, that hurts. But I see that you have been, and you've been commenting like crazy, and it's awesome. And I really appreciate it because everything is going way up now. And I really want to thank you all for doing that. It really means a lot.
What's in the photograph?
Yes, it does.
Once again, am I visible in this photograph?
Yes, you are.
Okay. And where are you taking this photograph from?
In the same position, back seat, rear, back seat passenger, leaning towards the center of the vehicle.
Okay. What did you have me do in this photograph?
It said your right hand.
Judge, I'm gonna object to this line of this line. He's recreating, he is not an expert in crime scene reconstruction. He's basing this on speculation as a lay witness and recreating the crime scene and trying to offer it in photos.
And Judge, the case law states.
Excuse me, if you all can approach, please.
I was waiting for her to say something. I was waiting for that lawyer to say something. Now that this lawyer finally started speaking up, this should be over quick. Hold on. Oh, no, he's still on the stand. He's still on the stand for a while yet. Come on, Judge. The jury's probably freaking very confused right now on what's going on. I didn't mute it. I didn't mute it.
These photographs.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is the Chevy Traverse in these photographs at the location you just testified to that you attempted to place it, as we saw in that defendant's exhibit that we just discussed?
Yes, it is.
And that would be at the location of the estimated location of the first shot.
That is correct.
Judge, at this point, I tender defendant's exhibits 125 through 128 to the state and offer evidence.
Judge, at this time, the state would just object. The individual's not an expert and he's basing his opinion on the estimate.
Without personal knowledge.
Crystal, thank you so much for the $50 PayPal. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
In defendant's exhibit 78, is that white SUV between the two columns?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now there's a, if you're going north on O'Connor Road and turning left into the church, right? At some point on your left-hand side, there's going to be a curb line that goes up the hill. Is that fair to say?
That is correct.
And that curb line has a distinct point where it starts out. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now in defendant's exhibit 78, is there a little bit of a gap between that white SUV and where that curb line begins?
in this picture right here, you can see the front end of the vehicle, and you can also see the start of the curb line, and you can see a space,
between them.
parking lot in between.
And now, did you use those factors in attempting to determine as accurately as possible where to stage the Chevy Traverse?
I did.
Okay. Judge, at this point,
Oh my God, the whole world is in trouble now. My F works again. I've been saving up a lot of Fs for this moment. I gotta send some text, guys.
defense would reoffer defendant's exhibits 125 through 128.
Same objection, Your Honor.
I can see the exhibits, please. And if you can approach.
All right, Mr. Otero. So you've described it in Defendant's Exhibit 78. This is more or less based on your review of the video, correct? You reviewed the video?
I did.
You reviewed it in detail?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now the first three, you're an initial first of 3 shots on that video, correct?
That is correct.
And so in Defendant's Exhibit 78, the location of this vehicle, where is the location, or sorry, this vehicle in Defendant's Exhibit 78 is approximately where in relation to those 3 shots?
This vehicle is positioned. This is a still of the vehicle from where we hear the first shot in the audio of this surveillance.
Okay. And in Defendant's Exhibit 78, you testified that there's a small gap that we can see between the white SUV and the start of that curb line, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so you position the Chevy Traverse in as close to as possible the location where you thought the position of the white SUV was in Defendant's Exhibit 78, correct?
Judge, I'm going to object to this question. The defendant or this witness is not an expert in crime scene reconstruction. The opinions that he's testifying to are not based upon his personal knowledge as to the events that occurred. And so I am objecting under 701.
And Judge, maybe approaching this.
Yes.
I object. Can we approach? I object. Can we approach? This is Texas in Bear County, which is actually Bexar, but they pronounce it Bear. And there's only 2 rivers in Bear County. 2 rivers. See, like in Pennsylvania, we have 3 rivers. 3. Sorry, Fozzie. Jess, do you remember if the mom gets on the stand? I'm dying to know if the mom is going to get on the stand. Did I tell you about my daughter's statement at the end of the day on Friday? She worked her job that she just got, and then she had to go into Big Dog, and she didn't want to anymore. She got nervous, so she called to quit. And she was so nervous that she started giggling when she quit. She left a message. She started giggling. And she's like, hey, hi, this is Tiffany. She was giggling. He's like, I just wanted to call to say that I don't work there anymore, starting immediately. And she giggled. And then she said, that's all the notice you're going to get. She, and then she hung up. And she is still, right now, like mortified that she left that message, that she actually said words like that to somebody. It was epic. It was awesome. She wants to move out of Lancaster because she left that message. My shirt matches her purse. Uh-huh. Yep. I never called anybody and said that, but I want to now. It's on my bucket list. But I'm torn. I don't know if I hope it was really busy Friday night because they were shorthanded, or I obviously don't hope they're ever busy at all now. Ever. Come on, defense. Here we go. Nope. Oh,
Pardon,
me.
sir, Carol. I'm going to show you what I marked as defendants considered 138. Do you recognize this?
I do.
Okay. Is this an envelope with a USB in it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Does it have your signature on it?
That's my initial, yes, sir.
Your initials, indicating that you've reviewed the contents of this, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, in your investigation, did you also create some videos?
She works full time. That was her second job.
Yes, I did.
Clarice.
Okay.
Hi,
And
Clarice.
in these videos, the location of the Ford F-150, where's that at?
It is parked along the curb of the church property, in the approximate position where the SAPD vehicle was.
Okay. In the same location as the photographs that this jury's seen.
That is correct.
Okay. And are you driving any vehicle in this video?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What vehicle are you driving?
The 2009 Chevy Traverse.
Okay. What did you use to take these videos?
I had a GoPro camera that was mounted to the, I believe, the hood of the vehicle that I was driving.
Okay. Was that GoPro capable of making accurate reporting?
Yes, it is.
And did you take any other maybe like cell phone videos?
I believe there was a few videos or a couple videos that were taken with my cell phone.
Okay. And were those just perspective videos of the two vehicles?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Judge, at this point, I would tender defendant's exhibit 138 to the state and office.
Judge, if we could just
Yeah.
have some time to view it.
Yeah, Judge, Say would ask to be able to view this outside the presence of the jury.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a recess. And I will have you brought back in. Please remember my previous instructions to you. Everyone, please rise for the jurors.
We'll figure this out tomorrow. I don't know where they found this guy, but I didn't see. Is the mom going to testify? Is the mom going to testify?
Okay, bye-bye.
No, Judge. No. It's time to stop now. Isn't that funny? We are on like day 8 or 9 of this, and I just now see that his name is Ashbaugh. Usually when we do a trial, the state versus somebody, we hear his name over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We haven't. It's fine. I feel like this guy's about to get kicked off the stand. I mean, or they're going to end for the day here, but I don't think he's coming back. So take a good look, because this is the last time you're going to see this guy. Take a good look, guys. All right. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. Monica and Crystal, again, thank you so much. Thank you. I hope you guys all have a great day. It's Monday, so you probably won't, because you got to work, which sucks. But if you don't have to work, and this is why I say that, I have to show you something. This is crazy what's going on right now. And maybe it's because of shorts. I don't know. But look at the age group look at this. People who are watching my stuff right now. This is crazy. Yeah, you old people like me think we had this covered. No. Over 65 years old is only 29%, which is the biggest. 55 to 64. Oh wait, that's not me. 24%. 45 to 54, 18%. Hell yes. Can I get a hell yes? And 25 to 34, I got some young ones. What are you here for? We talk about meloxicam and new hips. If you're in the 25 to 34 year range right now, please enjoy your hips and your ankles. Just enjoy them. Yeah. And then look, there's Jazzy. No children come though, and that's fine with me. That's fine with me. But thank you so much for coming out. I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you in OJ in just a few minutes. Bye, guys.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each stream, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh